Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Tammy Jenkins Dawkins. First I wanted to acknowledge today's guest, Duwata, and all of my children, and I have a lot of children out here. Look at all of them. Many of these 4 tables have gone to Bucknell with my daughter. She was the one that was responsible for letting them know. And so when they were at Bucknell, the coach of now Villanova, which won the NCAA, was there, Jay Wright. He was a classmate of many of these people, Bucknellians. They're also Bisons, by the way. Really, it's Bucknell Bison. And Deli Odesot from Nigeria is, as we speak, he's going back to London tomorrow. He was here in the States this week with my daughter and getting some things done in New York. And I was hoping he could come down here, but he can't. He had to get back to London and then back to Nigeria. He took over the bookstore that his father ran for many years, and and my house is the reservoir for receiving many of the books. And all of these, just stand, Bucknellians, stand up, please. And all my Bucknellian people who are here. As a matter of fact, he went to Bucknell for it, so he's an alum of Bucknell. And my 4 children, I'm very happy that 3 of them could be here. And as Tammy mentioned, Darrell, my oldest son, is, as we speak, he is the chief engineer on a Maersk ship. And so when you see these tractor-trailer trucks on the highway that have M-A-E-R-S-K on them, Maersk, his ship is 930-some feet long. That's 3 football fields plus, 115 to 120 feet wide, and it carries 6,400 of those containers. So it's quite and he's responsible for, as a chief engineer, the propulsion, all of the electricity, the refrigeration on the ship, and the ships can't move without the proper complements of the engineers. Everybody thinks of the captain, but it's the engineers that make it go. And Darrell has, he finished the academy. Some people said, well, your son, so you brought him in. He was the highest honor, he was an honor graduate at Syosset High School. He finished 35 out of 735. Syosset is one of the top high schools in the country. 95% graduation, 95% going to colleges. And almost all that 90-some% going to 4-year colleges. That is the kind of school that he went to. And when he graduated, he went to work for, sailed for a couple of years and came back and worked for General Electric Atomic Nodes. He became a nuclear prototype engineer. There were 23 people in his class, and he was number 2 in the class without studying because he was away every weekend up there. He came, the young lady that eased him out for the number 1 position had a master's degree in engineering from MIT. And many of them, most of them, as a matter of fact, of those had graduate degrees when they went to Atomic Node School. So that's my son. I wanted to Oh, he also went to Johns Hopkins, Mike Boone at Johns Hopkins. So he's quite a young man. I wanted to pay some tribute to some of the people that I put in this, in the bulletin. These are my classmates over on the right side at the 50th anniversary. And I have only one that's surviving right now, two actually that are surviving, and I will mention him later. The picture here, I was receiving the trophy for we won the basketball tournament that year. We beat all of the Greek fraternities. Alpha was the last one, and they had beaten the Omegas and the Kappas. And we played, Chi Delta Nu played the final game against, we had beaten the two other teams, and we played against the Alphas. And Kenny Scott, Russ Dixon, who was the son of the dean of dental school, Marvin Shelton was in medical school, Joseph Figueroa was pharmacy, and we beat the Alphas. Nobody could believe that we could do it, but if you put your heart and soul to it, you can do it. The picture in the middle at the top was was married on NBC. My wife went to Morgan, and at semester break, we went down to Highland Beach. One of my classmates' parents had a place in Highland, and we had those 2 bottles of 180 proof alcohol from the laboratory, and when that was, and you know, you could go a long ways with that. There's a temple for that. And I'm not kidding. At the Fred House at Fairmont, we would have a party. We had one of our classmates. We called him the Procurer. Then there was John Beckley. Between the two of them, they could work with people in the laboratory. We could get those. We could get some of that 180 proof ethyl alcohol.
Higher learning. That's what we like.
John became, he's a sculptor later. All of the people, most of my classmates have passed. And back over to the other side, this was my son's wedding and all of my children. This is my family. And I put them there for a particular reason, because it is said that when you surround yourself, the 5 most closest people that you surround yourself with, you become the son of those people. Think about it. And so my parents had 5 children, very religious. Daddy was a deacon, mother was a deaconess. I was the president of the Young People's Baptist Training Union, and was in church all the time, except they spread us for prayer meetings at Thursday nights. This was a picture when we went down to, I had to testify before the House Armed Services Subcommittee on the admission of women. We admitted women in 1974, so we were ahead of the other service academies. And I went to the, and testified for that. All my children were there, little ones. Dennis Nelson, the man at the bottom, he was amongst the Golden 13, the first black naval officers commissioned in the Navy. And he was my mentor. When I was assigned to the 3rd Naval District Headquarters, he took me under his arms, and he was also the best man in my way. Colin Powell came to the Academy in '92, and I welcomed him, and and the last one is in 1980, the Maritime Administration sent the academic dean and me to Panama to explore and to discuss with the Panama Canal Commission and a group of and the embassy down there about bringing Panamanian students to the Merchant Marine Academy so that they could become the pilots on the ships, and that was what happened. I also want to thank the committee for selecting me to receive this Chauncey I. Cooper Award. I'm truly humbled, and My children are shocked. It's my desire to tell you something about how I ended up at Howard, what I learned at Howard, and what I did with what I learned at Howard. I was admitted to Howard and had to choose a major. I had no idea what to do. I looked at the catalog at my brother's cleaner, Dan's Cleaners, and I was sitting there and I was looking through the catalog and I read pharmacy was a 4-year course. There were no prerequisites, requirements. And when I go back home, they call me Doc. I'm not kidding, that was exactly what I thought. And for me, it was going to be a revelation, as I did not have a clue what I was getting into. Pharmacy school had the highest attrition rate of any of the majors at Howard. To give you some idea, there were 34 new students admitted to the class of 1956. Of that 1956 class, we had a few holdovers from previous classes, so we had about 37 to start. 18 of whom had previous college work. 16 of us came directly from high school.